Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? Mace back with another video. This video, we're going over the top wide receivers for the 2023 draft. These are my top 5 rankings just based off of the film I've watched, live games, a lot of the attributes, the red flags, green flags. We're combining all that together, and this is what we spit out, the top 5 wide receivers. So I hope you guys enjoy. Also, this is the time. Go ahead and like and subscribe so we can grow this channel. And without further ado, let's get to it. At number 5, we have Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver out of Tennessee. Jalen Hyatt is 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's a junior. And with Jalen Hyatt, the first thing you notice is speed. 67 catches for 1,267 yards and 15 touchdowns at this point of the season. He's a big play threat. He's this year's Jameson Williams. I mean, if you look at him, you don't even need to watch too much film to notice that this guy has world-class speed. He actually ran a 10.46 100-meter dash. And when he runs the go route or the post route, I mean, he even makes the fast DBs look slow. That's how explosive Jalen Hyatt is. He's literally taken over SEC games with his game-breaking plays, and he's by far the best deep threat in college football. Next up, my number 4 receiver, Josh Downs out of UNC. He's a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds. At this point in the season, he has 83 catches, 929 yards, and 11 scores. Super productive sophomore year. That was his breakout year. 101 catches, 1,300 plus yards. Josh Downs is a speedster, hands down. People are going to look for his 40-yard dash. People are going to pay attention. It wouldn't surprise me if he got 4.3 flat. He's got elite top-end speed. When he catches the ball, he's also an after-the-catch nightmare for defenses. There's plenty of times where he'll turn a 8-yard into a 40-yard burst. So Josh Downs is somebody you have to always know where he's at on the field at all times. Now, my number 3 ranked wide receiver is Quentin Johnson, a junior wide receiver out of TCU. At 6'4", 215 pounds, Johnson has great size. He's an excellent down-the-field target. At this moment right now, he has 49 catches for 764 yards and 5 touchdowns. He has great body control, makes difficult catches in traffic, which is what you want to see from a receiver with such stature. He's a freak athlete. He's rumored to have a vertical leap over 40 inches. He has a huge catch radius. He's a scary after-the-catch nightmare, I'd say, just because of his size. He can break tackles, so you really have to wrap him up when he has the ball in his hands. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if Johnston is the number 1 wide receiver taken in this year's class. Next up, my number 2 receiver, I'd say is pretty polarizing at this point in time, and that's Jackson Smith-Njigba. Now, Jackson Smith-Njigba has not had the season that we were all projecting. Going into this year, he was the consensus number 1 receiver. Listed at 6'1", 200 pounds, Addison's junior year has been hampered by injuries. At this moment, he only has 5 catches for 43 yards and no scores. But if we take a look back at 2021, he actually led the receiving corps statistically, which included 2 first-round wide receivers, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. 95 catches for 1,606 yards and 9 scores is nothing to sneeze at, especially when we're looking at wide receiver room as deep and talented as Ohio State's last year. I still have him as my number 2 receiver because guys like JSN don't come around very often. The combination of elite route running, excellent soft hands, he just doesn't drop passes. CJ Stroud's QB rating shoots up astronomically when he targets JSN. Personally assume he will get better, get healthy, and he'll be ready for the NFL. If he's not the number 1 wide receiver taken, he'll be a steal, honestly, for whichever team chooses to get him. And my number 1 ranked wide receiver is Jordan Addison. This junior out of USC is listed at 6 foot, 175 pounds. Another productive junior year with 54 catches, 810 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Jordan Addison is the full package and does everything you want with a receiver. He can run any route. He creates great separation from the defender. He has great ball tracking abilities. He can adjust to poorly thrown balls. He's great at highly contested catches. I also like receivers that have early breakout ages. And as a freshman, 60 catches for 666 yards and 4 scores. He was an impact right away at 18 years old. Jordan Addison, if he stays healthy, I have no reason but to believe that he'll be a Pro Bowl type receiver, especially if he goes to a pass-happy NFL team. Wide receivers that can beat zone coverage as well as man coverage typically bode well in the NFL, and Jordan Addison, I feel, will be no exception. And there you have it, my top 5 wide receivers for the 2023 draft class. If you made it this far in the video, I deeply appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, as this will help grow the channel, and I'll deeply appreciate it. Also, I'm curious to see what you guys think. How would you rank these 5? Or if there's someone in your top 5 that I didn't include, I'm curious to see who you would include in this top 5 list. Irregardless, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good one. Stay tuned for the next video.